All right, let me jump into Exodus. Let me jump into Exodus. All right, so we're gonna go to Exodus. Sister Amawanya came back. I'm gonna let her read this one out of Exodus.
Con.
I had to get her out of her shell so she started reading a lot more.
Don't lie on camera. Don't lie.
God,
Mm-mm. Don't do that.
God. She on it now. So we're gonna go to Exodus chapter 17 and start at verse 8.
Salaki King.
Go ahead.
So that means that means I can call on That means Sister Amawanya. That means I can call on you to read.
God, yeah, yeah. Put her out there.
Hey, I
God,
never told y'all couldn't call on me. Y'all chose not to.
God.
just I say the word to me.
So if she say she can't do it, then or she don't read, then we all gonna get on her. But
Nah,
Sluggy,
nah.
go ahead, Sluggy.
All right. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 17, verse 8. Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim, right? And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in mine hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon. And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, on the one on the one side and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun.
Sluggy. So they his Levite brothers is helping him, stand up because what he's pretty much doing is through his hands being held up with his staff, the Most High is permitting him through this act to allow them to prevail against the Amalekites. And when his hands go down, Israel getting it, they're getting their hands handed to them. You know, so his brothers helped him out, and this is goes to show too, in a metaphorically as well, when we see each other down and we're not able to carry on and to do things the way we need to, we should all lend a helping hand to each other. Nowadays, it's almost unheard of, and if you was to tell some brothers, hey, well, if we all stood together, for the same cause, under the Most High, not under any foolishness, any gangs, any sports teams or none of that stuff, man. When we stood together for the sake of the Most High's word, we can get somewhere. Most of our people wouldn't even be with that. But like, keep going.
And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. For he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
So this is what was referred to in the book of Deuteronomy when it was mentioned. What happened with Amalek. So Amalek did. We had to go to war with them. They was killing off our elders, the feeble ones, the elders. They was killing women and children, and they was primarily picking off our people that was at the back. So we lost a lot of people coming through the wilderness just dealing with Amalek. So the Most High say, man, I'm not gonna forget this what y'all did to my people. Same thing that is gonna happen to Esau. A lot of us died. What it was like 100 million of us died just coming over here, and not even counting the ones that was hung, cut up, burnt, boiled, you know, stabbed to death, all type of atrocities, castrated, all the different things that were done to our people over here in this land. The Most High not forget none of that. The same way He remember Amalek. The Most High gonna make sure He paid him back. All right. All right, I'm gonna jump over to the story I was referring to. We're gonna jump into the book of Samuel. I don't know if anybody actually read this story before. We're gonna go to First Samuel, chapter 15. Because though we went to war with them back then at that point in time, the Most High wasn't finished with them. Yeah, Most High, like, you did my people dirty, but we gonna come back. And it wasn't that particular generation that the Most High dealt with. It was generations down, just to go to show. As I said, generation to generation. Most High don't care what generation it was. That's why when you tell Edomite, you got to pay for what your ancestors did. Oh, I wasn't even born yet. It don't matter. You still reaping the benefits for what they did. So the Most High is going to judge you and deal with you. That's what we got to realize too. If we keep doing the same thing our ancestors did, and we not getting ourselves right, Most High going to deal with us too. Hey, your ancestors did the same dumb stuff. I gave them everything they needed. They went in the land of Israel. They didn't need no cattle, no water, no crops. They didn't need nothing because I took care of all of that. You know. So we like I said, we had no reason to go off. But what you we're gonna go ahead and First Samuel chapter 15.
Is
All right,
this the one where with Saul was supposed to do something and he'd like obliterate him, but he disobeyed? Okay,
con.
yeah, I read this one.
All right, all right, con. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna want you read this. We're gonna read this one straight through.
All right, come. This is the book of First Samuel, chapter 15, verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, The Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt.
Salaki. So this is Samuel reminding Saul, look, the Most High didn't forget what Amalek did, how they laid wait for us when we came up out of Egypt. We gonna go way back and we're gonna take care of that now. It's time for it. Keep going.
Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Telaim, 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah. And Saul came to a city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. And Saul said unto the Kenites, Go, depart, get you down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them. For ye shewed kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So the Kenites departed from among the Amalekites.
Salaki, and it wasn't every nation that did us wrong. We came out. We had a lot of nations that allowed us to go ahead and pass through. We just look coming out of Egypt. We already know y'all know what it is. Can we pass through? And they allowed them to go through. So Saul's giving them a courtesy. Look, if you ain't with these Amalekites, y'all was nice to us. I'm giving you opportunity. Y'all can depart. Get away from them because it's about to go down. Hey, and they step out the way. Look, Israel, y'all handle y'all business, man. We go get up out of y'all way, man. Keep going.
And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest to Shur, that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. But Saul and the people spared Agag, and the best of the sheep, and of the oxen, and of the fatlings, and the lambs, and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them. But everything that was vowed and refused, that they destroyed utterly. Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, It repenteth me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he is turned back from following me and have not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto the Lord all night.
Salaki, before you keep going. So this was a commandment that he gave Saul. Now this is not one of the commandments, the Ten Commandments. and the regular laws. This was something the Most High Yahawah told Saul specifically to do through Samuel. This is what I want you to do exactly. I want you to go. I want you to take out everybody. Slay everybody, men, women, children, kill the cattle, destroy this whole place. Wreak havoc on this place. Don't save nobody alive. But it say, hey, Saul had other plans. So when the Most High say, hey, do it this way, that's exactly what he mean. You know, don't put your right foot on your right shoe on your left foot. Don't put your left shoe on your right foot. Put them on the way they're supposed to go on. Right? Like, go ahead, keep going.
And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set him up a place, and he is gone about, and passed on, and gone down to Gilgal. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, Blessed be thou of the Lord. I have performed the commandment of the Lord.
Kind of slock it. And Saul saying, look, I did what the Most High told me to do. He did it his way. What's that old song? I don't know if it's that I did it my way.
I
You
forget
know,
that song. I know you're talking about.
yeah. You come on, Saul. Look, you didn't do what the Most High said. So this is pretty much Saul. Saul pretty much didn't do nothing the Most High said. You could just count it like that. That's what Saul did. Not the daggone thing what the Most High said. He completely disobeyed him. And this is where Yahweh Shai say, man, look, if you break the least, it's like you broke them all. You're not even making an effort. Saul didn't even look. He didn't make an effort. He got tempted to take
Nah,
the
I can't
good.
say that. He did do it. He just didn't do it fully, and
Yeah,
that's
but
it's just like with the Levites.
come,
They're given told step by step what to do, and
yeah,
they lit the incense wrong, killed them.
yeah. And that's
So,
that's the thing. To the Most High, that's what I
yeah.
say. The Most High's way is the Most High's way. We can't try to do it the way we want to do it.
Hmm.
And when I'm saying like with Saul is because he's saying I perform the commandment of the Lord. But yeah, he went to war with him. He killed a lot of them, took a lot of them out. But the Most High don't look at it that way. And this is what's going. It's like I don't want to get off story, but keep going.
All right. And Samuel said, What meaneth then this bleating of the sheep in mine ears, and the lowing of the oxen which I hear? And Saul said, They have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God, and the rest we have utterly destroyed. Then Samuel said unto Saul, Stay, and I will tell thee what the Lord hath said to me this night. And he said unto him, Say on. And Samuel said, When thou wast little in thine own sight, wast thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And the Lord anointed thee king over Israel. And the Lord sent thee on a journey and said, Go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they be consumed. Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of the Lord, but didst fly upon the spoil, and didst evil in the sight of the Lord?
Come on, Salaki. So the Most High, the Samuel's telling him, look, you pretty much didn't do what the Most High said. You didn't do it the Most High's way. Though you like I said, you killed a lot of these Amalekites. Samuel's not even acknowledging the little he did, because to the Most High, this was little. Look, I want you to utterly destroy all of them, and this is what I've written, and this was noted in history. From the book of Deuteronomy, what happened back in the Exodus when we came out of when he came out of Egypt. This is what I want you to do. This needs to be done this way. So it's like the Most High, through Samuel is he discrediting, his so-called work. But keep going.
And Saul said unto Samuel, Yeah, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord, and I have gone the way which the Lord sent me, and have brought Agag, the king of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites. Scroll up. But the people took of the spoil, sheep and oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God in Gilgal.
And it was the people that help influence Saul. And this is the thing when you put in a leadership position, like you come a supervisor on your job, and you told, hey, nobody's supposed to remove this computer from this office or any equipment from this office at all. And it's because it's your friend. Look, man, look, I just want to take the computer to the next office real quick. I want to try something. All right, man, hurry up and do it. No, no, don't even try it. And as small as that might seem to somebody, because to Samuel, this was so small to him. But to the Most High, this was a great thing. It's huge. And historically, anytime the Most High wanted to get at somebody that was a pain to Israel, he used us to do it. He used us to do it. He had us, gird up our loins and get our swords, our shield, everything, man, everything we needed for the war. And he was with us in these battles. He used us, to show. He showed his power through us, and people feared us because the Most High was on our side. So he's trying to show Saul that, look, you can't show no mercy because this is what I want to be done. And so, because of the people, what Saul should have did was start cutting some of them people up, some of them Israelites that got tempted, and then the rest of them that thought about getting tempted, maybe they would have changed their mind and stuck to the plan. But Slocky, keep going.
And Samuel said, have the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord. Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams.
Come. So listen to me fully, wholeheartedly. Because like I said, the Most High is not taking this as something small. To the Most High, this was a great thing. I told you to do it this way. And because of the people, you hearken to the people. This not what I wanted. So you pretty much didn't do what I wanted you to do. Like I said, though he put up an effort, and you was right on that, Moses. He did put up an effort. He took a lot of them out. But the Most High say, hey, they all gotta go. He don't even want the Amalek to be remembered. He wanted to be a question mark. If Amalek was even ever real. Like for years, people would be like, oh, did this creature even exist? Were dinosaurs even on this earth? All these, as they say, millions of years ago. But we know that's neither here nor there now. But just in those type of questions. But go ahead, continue. I think it's almost done.
For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king. And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord, and thy words, because I have feared the people and obeyed their voice. Now, therefore, I pray thee, pardon my sin, and turn again with me, that I may worship the Lord. And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord had rejected thee from being king over Israel. And as Samuel turned about to go away, he laid hold upon the skirt of his mantle, and it rent. And Samuel said unto him, the Lord hath rent the kingdom of Israel from thee this day, and hath given it to a neighbor of thine that is better than thou. And also the strength of Israel will not lie nor repent, for he is not a man that he should repent. Then he said, I have sinned, yet honor me now, I pray thee, before the elders of my people and before Israel, and turn again with me, that I may worship the Lord thy God. So Samuel turned again after Saul, and Saul worshipped the Lord. Then said Samuel, bring ye hither to me Agag, the king of the Amalekites. And Agag came unto him delicately. And Agag said, surely the bitterness of death is past.
Salaki. So a guy's he's like thinking, man, look, surely the bitterness of death is past. Well, to him it's like, all right, man, y'all got me. Hey, hey, I'm here. Y'all got me. I just don't take my life. He be pleading for his life. But when the Most High said you got to go, you got to go, man. Keep going.
Salakia. And I think Agag, he's what do you call it? I think he's the a relative of what's the guy in First Maccabees? Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Greek.
Come from the same people, which go back to Esau, Agag.
Con.
Like he's a relative if you go through I think it's like Genesis like 36 or something like that. I forget.
When he was
But
giving Esau genealogy. His
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep. It goes back to him, believe it or not.
con.
All right. And Samuel said, "As thy sword had made a woman childless, so shall thy mother be childless among women." And Samuel hewed Agag in pieces before the Lord in Gilgal. Then Samuel went to Ramah, and Saul went up to his house to Gibeah of Saul. And Samuel came no more to see Saul until the day of his death. Nevertheless, Samuel mourned for Saul, and the Lord repented that he had made Saul king over Israel.
Con. So there you have it, man. So the fact that Saul didn't, carry out the will of the Most High was that verse 33. It says, and Samuel said, as thy sword had made women childless. And these were speaking to what the Amalekites did to us. They did this to us, kill our women and children and elders, right? So shall thy mother be childless among women. And Samuel hewed, I mean, he carved them up, he diced them up nice. Like you go to a butcher, man, they take the arms off, the legs off, the head off, cut the torso in pieces, dissect the ribs, separate all different parts of the meat. You know, you- man, and like I can imagine like the Bible's not it's not that graphic, but this is graphic enough for if you understand what Samuel did to the king a guy. Like I say, he really cut him down something serious, man. He finished the will that the Most High wanted to be done. You know, and Samuel it's not that he didn't, feel for Saul not being king anymore, because he did, Samuel was a loving brother to his own, but Samuel was with the Most High 100%. Samuel wasn't playing no games.
He
He
loved the Most
stayed.
High more.
Yeah, and that's how we gotta be too, man. Even with our women, our wives, man. Look, if you got a wife and she just unruly, though you might love her, you gotta love the Most High a lot more. Woman got a wicked
More
husband,
than your kids.
yeah, you gotta love the Most High 100% more.
Because if you love the Most High more than anything, by doing that, you love your brother and your sister, your neighbor, and so on. And I think it talks about that in I think it's like First John 5 or something like that.
Come,
But
come,
you have reminded me. I'm glad you went this way because it made me remember what obedience is better than sacrifice,
sacrifice. Yep.
and I always forgot where it was.
Oh
And
yeah.
it like clicked. But then there was like I remember in the NLT it says it good, so I looked it up. And it's the verse 22 of that same chapter. And I'll just read it real quick. It just says, "But Samuel replied, 'What is more pleasing to Yahawah, your burnt offerings and sacrifices, or your obedience to his voice? Listen, obedience is better than sacrifice, and submission is better than offering the fat of the rams.'" Yeah, so if you were obedient, there would be no need for a sacrifice. He takes pleasure in our obedience more than sacrificing because of course you sacrificing because you sinned. He's not delighting in that. He wants us to repent and keep the law to be perfect, not
Come,
sacrifice, year after year, month after month, week after week, for whatever it is that we're battling. So that's why it says obedience is better than sacrifice, because sacrifice won't be needed if you obeyed, except on the holy days. Because I think it talks about the reason for that is because he loves the smell. The Bible talks about Yahweh loves the smell of something when it goes up.
come. Yeah. And we gotta remember that, man. That's what I said. We gotta do stuff the way the Most High say. Just like like I said, when you was reading instructions of the Passover, my wife was telling me, man, she was saying something, and this is why I don't even mess with social media like that. People are trying to say, oh, you don't have to eat lamb on the Passover. There is no scripture that's going to tell you that. It's so detailed to the point. The Most High tell you even how to prepare it, the
Mhm.
whole meal. So I don't I don't even get involved in stuff like that. That's exactly why I stay away from things like that, man. And I've heard some weird things since I've been in this walk. None of them even worth repeating, but just weird things, man. And as those that's coming into the truth new, you're gonna start hearing weird things from people, man. I heard people say that you don't have to wear fringes no more. Um, it's people talking about you can eat pork, and they doing videos, but they actually making swine. People eating shrimp, crab, lobster. And I'm talking about people that wear fringes, claiming the truth. You got women with these little tiny ass skirts on, and I mean short, thigh high, with fringes around it. You know that this is displeasing to the Most High, and the list goes on and on. It's a lot of wicked things people doing. We can't do it the way we want to do it, man. We have instructions for a reason. The word Torah, it means instructions. When you really do some digging into it, you go back to Hebrew context. It's these are instructions, and as you read the laws, they're definitely instructions of what to do. So we can't be like Samuel hearkening to the people. Not Samuel, like Saul. We can't be like Saul hearkening to the people. Fearing their voice. Like I said, he should have took that sword and started cutting some of them up, and then the Most High would be pleased. All right, now you with me, because they couldn't do nothing to him. The Most High would have made sure he would have dealt with them, especially at this time, because the Most High was definitely with us at this point in time. He made sure we went up there and that no harm was coming to us, that we was able to go ahead and overthrow them Amalekites. But yeah, somebody had something.
Looked like Bruda had joined and then dipped out. I guess he doing time with the family.
Con. I mean, it's all good, man. That's why I get these recorded, get them posted, send them out to folks so they can always go back and replay them. Yeah, but this is deep, man. Obedience is definitely better than sacrifice, man. The Most High wouldn't accept none of those sheep that He just told you to go ahead and destroy. None of that cattle. He wouldn't accept none of that. It would be a damn fool to sit up there and try to offer or sacrifice to the Most High after He told you how to do what He wanted to.
Yeah, and
Say,
it won't be none of that in the kingdom, though. I'll tell you
oh
that.
no, there is gonna be
Only
no plan.
sacrifice would be for the holy days, and I think it says something about the other nations coming
Con.
to
They're
present the
gonna be
sacrifice.
they're gonna be paying tribute, man.
Yeah,
They're gonna be paying tribute. I guess we another time we can jump in that in Isaiah. I think it talks about that in Isaiah how they're gonna be bringing the good of their land to us.
yeah, the forces of the Gentiles.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
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 they're gonna be bringing it, and we're gonna if they don't bring it, we're gonna go get it. It's gonna be probably like two or three of us. Even one of us can go up there. You could send a child of Israel, or 8-year-old child, to travel all over there.
look, that's the good tidings.
Yeah.
That's right there. That good
Yeah.
tidings is everything, and how they gonna beat their uh swords into plowshares. They're gonna be our plowmen and vine dressers,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we gonna eat the riches of the Gentiles.
Kind, kind. Because that's how when we got the land of Israel, it was already built up. The
Milk
Most
and
High didn't
honey.
send us to a land. Yeah, He didn't send us to a land where we got to build it. Nah, the other nations, the Canaanites, they already built it up. Every nation that was in that area, because he brought in the borders of Israel. So we was moving nations out the way. You can look at that in the book of Deuteronomy.
Yep. I think that's
You know,
Oh no, no, I was thinking of something else like
yeah, it's a few chapters in Deuteronomy towards the beginning. I want to say it's like maybe like the first six chapters, I believe. I could be wrong, but I know it's towards the beginning of Deuteronomy, where he says this nation here, we went in there, brushed them out the way, took over that part of the land. We broadened the borders up. Then we were sectioning off cities, different areas. Then we started dividing it up for the different tribes. The Most High laid it out what we was going to do before we did it. And then the book of Joshua, Joshua carried out the will of the Most High. He made sure.
and he
That's
took up
that's
that
how.
mantle from
Yep.
Moses.
Come, come. And Joshua wasn't nothing to play with either. He was serious, man. That's a problem with us is Israel today, man. And I'm mainly like speaking on those that's in the truth because a lot of us, it's people in here that know a whole lot more than I might know, and a lot of them just play around like, brother, you got all this wisdom and knowledge, but you're not using it. You don't exercise none of that. You like to stick to the worldly way. Or sisters that been in here longer than me, sticking to the worldly ways as things. And I've been around different, plenty of different people, and I just see how they carry themselves. It's like, man, look, I never knew you was this type of person. And some people I've been around, they have repented. You could tell through their walk. They mature, and it's like, I can't do this no more. You got people in Israel that smoke heavily, and I mean heavily. They I guess they're trying to reach another. They probably reaching the heaven or something, in their own mind or something. People that just evil and wicked to each other, treat each other like garbage. But then they go to the streets and they gotta be the main one in the camera, cheese smiling and making sure you see them from head to toe. And it's not everybody that does this because you say this about a few people and our people that could be so ignorant they'll perceive it's the whole nation. Nah, it ain't the whole nation. Not at all, man. And it's a lot of people being exposed nowadays. And everybody that's not really doing the Most High's will as He says to do it, as He gives instructions to carry it out. The light gonna shine on you, and all your wickedness gonna be exposed. That's why it's better to just listen, man. Like wholeheartedly listen. That's all Saul had to do was listen fully to the Most High. Because in the end, King Agag still got chopped up. He still got put to death. The Most High wasn't gonna step none of that cattle for sacrifices. Samuel made it known the Most High he like obedience better than sacrifice. Just like as men, and I'll keep it clean. No, we rather be with a woman that's more submissive to us than that's offering herself, as a token. That's how we are as men. We don't care nothing about that at the end of the day. Okay, cool, you pretty, body, whatever. All right, where's your mind at, man? You know, are you even kind or genuine or anything? You just because you look good or something, you just you act crazy. Come on, man. Like dudes don't deal with that. That's why a lot of our sisters are being left out here by themselves stranded. But the Most High gonna work some wonders, in this earth, and He's gonna put everything back in the order it's really supposed to be. Our women gonna go back in the order, children, men, everything gonna go the way the Most High says it's supposed to be. You know, 2/3 of us gotta go for it to happen, but thus say if the Most High, it just gotta happen the way the Most High say. All right. Um, with that, man, I'm close out on this one. If anybody got anything else they want to throw in there, they can go ahead and bring out something if they want to bring anything else out. But with that, I'm gonna say Shalom on this one, and I yield. All right, I'll make sure I get these lessons out. I still got to get y'all the what was that we did it a few weeks ago. The possessive adjectives. I still got to get that out. I got to finish up on an Excel sheet, and I'll shoot that out to y'all. I'm gonna send this one out. Try to get this one out to y'all soon. Um, we should have some more videos going up today. Well, for the next 3 days, they'll just automatically post up there. And I got two more sets of videos I gotta edit. No, three sets of videos I gotta edit, and that'll probably be like another maybe six or seven videos right there. And then we keep it moving forward from here. But I want to say the water for everybody for coming on. You know This was definitely definitely a good time, and it's always good to get together with the brothers and the sisters, man. We gotta keep fighting the good fight. At the end of the day, we doing for the Most High, y'all. We're not doing none of this for ourselves. None of this is to raise ourselves up. Even myself, man, I always gotta remind myself if anybody, hey brother, you did a good job on this. All praise to the Most High. It's His work, His will. I don't take no credit for anything, you know, I've learned, even if I learned it from another brother. And I've been around quite a few humble brothers. They always say the same thing. Look, man, look, if the Most High's work, I'm just passing down the wisdom and knowledge that I was taught, so other brothers can continue, and we got to pass it down to our children. Because if we here long enough, you know, for us to pass away and the next generation to step up, somebody else got to pick up the mantle and keep it moving. You know, just because one person perished don't mean that it's over, man. We got to keep going and moving forward. All right. So I want to say Shah Shabbat Shalom. You know, to all my Akim and my Akiwaf. I'm your Akbayana here with the family. Till next time, you know, we can come together, do another lesson, man, and keep things moving. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Brother Q is dozing off.